This is a list of 15 powerful business lessons from Bill Gates that you can adopt. For a very long time, the name Bill Gates has been associated with being the richest person in the world. His lifelong passion for computers inspired him to create Microsoft in 1975. Within a decade, he amassed $1 billion and rose to prominence as an entrepreneur. Nearly 50 years after he took over as CEO, Microsoft is still ranked among the best businesses in the world. It should go without saying that Bill Gates has a lot to teach us about business. Without further ado, let's get to 15 of his most insightful business lessons. 1. Start as early as you can. There is no upper age limit for beginning a business, but the earlier you do so, the better. At least with Bill Gates, this is the situation. He began programming with his friend Paul Allen when he was just 13 years old due to his interest with computers. I was intrigued despite the machine size, slowness, and lack of a screen. Even at his school, he organized a crew of programmers that transformed the paper payment system. Additionally, he created Trafo Data, a program that assessed traffic volumes. He was accepted to Harvard University shortly after, but left to found Microsoft, now Microsoft. He encountered his share of difficulties as well. The idea is that by getting started early, Bill was able to learn a lot and develop a company that would ultimately be very successful. Not to mention, Microsoft benefited from being the pioneer in the industry. 2. Consider things ahead of time. The ability to think far in advance is one of the qualities that sets Bill Gates apart from other people. When he founded Microsoft, his far-fetched dream of a computer on every desktop and in every home was impossible, if not foolish. It had before it was removed to finalize the current name, Microsoft. But he thought the personal computer was the wave of the future. The PC and the internet are going to be fundamental. They're not there yet, but we're definitely on the right track to doing it, and it will be just like the vehicle. He could picture how having a computer in every home would fundamentally alter how people lived. He had a point, didn't he? Being proactive could help you achieve more than you ever thought possible. 3. Strengthen your team. In a silo, a firm is rarely successful. Even if you have a fantastic vision, it won't succeed if the people you're working with don't share it. The goal of the vision is to empower employees by arming them with as much knowledge as possible so they can accomplish far more than they have in the past. Bill put a lot of emphasis on hiring the right people and gave them the flexibility to lead and contribute creatively to their business. He admitted to CNN that he used to micromanage his crew at first but later learned to avoid it. When it comes to taking care of people and creating a great workplace culture, Microsoft is a model company. 4. Demonstrate how you're solving an issue. If you look at successful businesses, you'll see that they are, at their foundation, problem-solving organizations. Bill Gates supports this both in his business efforts and in his role as an advisor to business owners. People will be inspired to take action if you show them the issues and the solutions. Although buyers did not share Microsoft's vision, its marketing altered the course of events. They demonstrated to their clients the issues they were having and the solutions provided by Microsoft products. Your company must first find a solution to an issue. It's possible that your client isn't even aware of it. As a result, you must illustrate both the issue and the suggested solution. And voila! You've got a good start. 5. Start small and keep enhancing your products. One of the biggest errors that business owners make is introducing a product or service before it is right or going all in too soon. Bill Gates holds a different perspective. He is of the opinion that you may always start with a less than perfect product and keep tweaking it. Microsoft has achieved success by offering inexpensive goods and continuously enhancing those products. We have effectively reinvented the IT sector to focus on providing tools for individuals. Even Microsoft wasn't a flawless product. It also wasn't expensive. The products were profitable and widely available, which contributed significantly to Microsoft's success. MS products are still far from perfect, but they continue to improve every day. Every product's release has certain enhancements. Take whatever you have to your potential customers, is the key. They'll teach you what else you can do to get better. 6. Always take your dissatisfied customers' advice. Even if you have a brilliant concept or the most urgent problem is solved, not all customers may be pleased with your solution. Sounds awful, huh? Actually, no. In fact, according to Bill Gates, it is preferable to have disgruntled clients. Your most dissatisfied customers are your best teachers. Nobody else can tell you what your disgruntled customers are telling you, thus they hold the key to improving your goods and services. If you ignore them, You risk not only losing a lot of money but also falling well behind the competition. Customers would switch to the competitors because they would be willing to listen to you. 7. Put customer service first. Prioritizing customer service is more important than necessary for a firm, even if it is crucial to learn from dissatisfied customers. Bill Gates has consistently stressed the value of customers and counsels aspiring business owners to give priority to customer service. He thinks that maintaining contact with clients is essential for success. Nothing has the power to create or break your company like the experiences of your clients. Only a small minority of organizations will be successful by offering the lowest price, thus the majority will require a plan that combines customer service. When Microsoft first gained popularity in 1989, Bill used to answer consumer calls himself. He enjoys thinking back on this incident's experience and the lessons it taught him. 8. Remain innovative. Both Microsoft and innovation are equally important. Naturally, due to Bill Gates' enthusiasm for innovation. He argues that innovation, whether it is in leadership, economy, procedures, or goods, is essential to combating the problems of today. Our lives have gotten better over the past century because of invention, which has enhanced everything from electricity and cars to medicine and airplanes. The two most notable examples of Bill's creative thinking are the invention of software licensing and Windows. Regardless matter how little the issue may be, thinking outside the box will help you address both company difficulties and problems that affect the entire world. 9. Don't be afraid to take big risks. One of the qualities that great entrepreneurs share most frequently is the capacity for taking risks. Bill Gates is hardly an exception. He began by taking some significant risks that paved the road for extraordinary achievement. You sometimes have to take large risks in order to win big. The first was undoubtedly leaving Harvard to establish Microsoft. Another important one was Bill and Melinda Gates' decision to leave Microsoft and form their foundation. Throughout his time at Microsoft, he took some significant risks that resulted in significant opportunities, whether it was dealing with rivals or building new products. However, he bases it on appropriate mental models to ensure that his risks result in returns. If you want to understand how Bill Gates takes chances, you might want to watch the Netflix video Inside Bill's Brain, Decoding Bill Gates. 10. Celebrate success, but also take failures to heart. Any business will experience both success and failure, but how you handle them will determine how successful you are. Even though he revolutionized the technology sector and had some early achievements, Bill Gates has experienced setbacks. Trafo Data, which he co-founded with his friend Paul Allen, was a failure. There were $3,494 in net losses. Celebrating success is good, but learning from failure is more crucial. Additionally, Microsoft created Bing with the intention of dominating the search engine market. Google, however, utterly destroyed it. Microsoft's legal actions also suffered some significant defeats. But each loss taught Bill something that made his business stronger. Microsoft's strength is demonstrated by where it is today. 11. Work together with the competition. It might not seem like the ideal idea to work with rival companies in a market where companies constantly try to drive out rivals. However, Microsoft and Bill Gates are an exception. After years of bad blood, Bill joined forces with Steve Jobs to save one of Apple's most formidable rivals just as the company was about to go bankrupt. Like practically all other forms of invention, software innovation requires the capacity for collaboration and idea sharing with others. Microsoft made an investment in Apple and created Office for Mac, which ended up becoming quite well liked. Since that time, even when Apple outperformed Microsoft in terms of valuation, the two companies have worked together to develop a variety of devices. Why? Since Bill's goal has been to jointly shape the computing industry. In truth, Microsoft has worked together with IBM, a rival company, and still does. 12. Be ready for the unplanned if you want to compete. Being able to compete is just as important to a business as being able to outperform it. But how can you tell if your company has what it takes to survive in the market? A company's capacity to respond to an unanticipated occurrence, whether positive or negative, is a key measure of its competitiveness. According to Bill Gates, a company's capacity for handling unforeseen or unanticipated events is the key to its competitiveness. Your business will eventually fail if you aren't quick to adapt to changes, whether they are brought on by developing technology, shifting market conditions, shifting consumer behavior, or changes inside your organization. 13. Create efficient ecosystems. Bill Gates has been able to have an impact on the world through his business and other endeavors because he has built systems that are larger than himself. Because it has built a strong and vast ecosystem of innovation, products, solutions, people, and partnerships, Microsoft has been able to maintain its firm position in the tech sector. Dealing with isolated issues won't help you stay in business. The best approach to stay ahead of the game is to create macro and micro-level systems and use them. Take a step back, create a better system, and ensure that the individuals who deserve government funding receive it. Furthermore, he thinks that the majority of the world's issues can be resolved by creating better systems. 14. Automate inefficiency sparingly. The foundation of corporate operations is rapidly becoming automation. Bill Gates cautions companies against automating inefficiencies, too. It follows that you must ensure that your use of technology enhances rather than detracts from the effectiveness of your organization. Additionally, the task you're automating needs to be effective on its own so the technology can enhance it. Technology will increase inefficiency if you automate a process that is already inefficient. Automation added to an efficient operation will multiply efficiency, while automation applied to an ineffective operation will magnify the inefficiency, according to the first law of any technology utilized in a business. For instance, you won't receive the benefits from email campaigns if you automate email marketing but have a poor procedure for identifying your target demographic. Additionally, it would have taken up time, money, and resources from you. 15. Use your influence to change the world. Bill Gates is renowned for his charity efforts in addition to being praised for his multi-billion-dollar wealth and commercial savvy. He thinks corporations can make a significant difference in the lives of the poor. In order to bring innovations reach the people who need them most, catalytic philanthropy can be used once a solution has been developed that works. He has pledged billions of dollars through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to eradicating diseases, enhancing education, and enhancing the general quality of life for millions of people globally. Additionally, he actively participates in initiatives to combat climate change. Even when you aren't able to provide a lot of money, you can still have a great influence and innovate.